on the screen, it says still dreaming. That's actually related to what I'm about to say, so let's keep watching. So, guys, I have a confession to make. This is the first hackathon I've done in years, so I was super nervous, so excited, I couldn't sleep the night before. And I actually dreamed about doing this hackathon just in my head. And when I woke up, there's only one word that I remembered. It's like, TOWA. It's a Japanese word, but I don't even speak Japanese. It means eternity, timelessness, and the deep appreciation for nature and the universe. And when I woke up, something just clicked. That's exactly what we want to build. Something intelligent, universal, and constantly evolving, right? We want to redefine how brands understand people.
Eternity actually means a couple things to us, but for a lot of us marketers, eternity means the time it takes for us to get results from our A/B tests and from our RCTs. It takes absolutely forever, and it's a pain in the ass. So what exactly are we trying to solve? First and foremost, like I mentioned, the iteration cycles are super slow. They take a long time, months upon months upon months, and they cost a lot, 15 to 50K just to run one test. There's a lot of cross-channel chaos. It's hard to attribute data to each person when we're doing marketing, and there's certain niches that are incredibly hard to target, which makes RCT tests just incredibly difficult. So what if we can build an ad strategist, have instant evidence-backed insights for every creative idea, removing humans entirely from ad feedback collection, removing the bias, removing the waiting time, and also improving accuracy. Sounds too good to be true until now. So, this is what we've built, TOWA. Essentially, we allow AI simulations to happen using agents to simulate their feedback for your ads. This is our dashboard page, and you can see all the different projects that we've built before. To initiate a new project, just click here. And then in our case, we want to initiate something that we caught James doing, which is recording a very, very quick ad for 10 seconds promoting the hackathon. As you can see, it's a pretty shitty ad. Like, the lighting is bad. The lighting is bad. There's a lot of music in the background, obviously we can't hear. And, you know, it's just really brief. It's like 5 seconds, it loops around. No one wants to listen to this stuff. And we just generate personas. So the great thing about us is that instead of just generating 200 random people that you really don't need to care about or not selling to, we can target the people that you want, right? So software engineers and ad tech professionals in New York City specifically, right, who would be interested in a hackathon like this. And we can, of course, change this to make it whatever we want. We're using a bunch of third-party APIs in the back end to try to identify those people. We have all real-time data as well that we scrape. Additionally, we can narrow down our ICPs by filtering for race, ethnicity, marital status, location, etc. And then over here, we see our entire dashboard, where you have all the different people that have been generated from our persona list. And these are actual real people, right? So then we can run the simulation to actually get their responses to the video that we inputted. It's going to take a while, but as you can see, each person has a full description, technology, whether they're millennial, et cetera, et cetera.
And so how we use 12 Labs inside this project is we took it to help us get the video embeddings and give us a description of what's going on inside the advertisement, which then we can give to the agents and to the third-party APIs and tell them, this is what's happening inside the video, these are the critical moments, here's what's important about the ad, and here's what these real-life people would care about. And so you can see here, it describes James as a video of a man telling viewers to come to an ad tech hackathon. On the side, you can see that we also have highlights. These are highlights from the agents of what they thought, some of their thoughts. We also have the themes, authenticity, professional skepticism, technical merit, and so on. You also can see the sentiment overview between positive, neutral, and negative. And finally, depending on the representative, since we're targeting software engineers and ad tech professionals, we have their seniority.
Perfect. And you can even view all their feedback in simple native language right over here. And obviously the feedback doesn't seem too great. Chuckles and leans back in chair. So obviously, it's one thing just to read the responses from these people, but it's another thing to actually be able to talk to them live. So how do we do something like that? Well, you can actually go back and click on each individual person. We can maybe talk to Brian Long. Actually, Let's talk to Lucas instead. He seems more friendly. So we can go click, connect.
Oh, duh.
And all of a sudden, he's calling my phone. Hey, how's it going, Lucas? What are your thoughts on our ad today?
Oh, thoughts? You want thoughts on that train wreck? You somehow decided it deserved to see the light of day? Well, okay. Let me unpack this hot mess for you. Where do I even start? First of all, was that filmed on a potato? Because the lighting screen from the basement.
Okay, sorry, Lucas. Is there at least anything good about the ad that we should focus on?
Oh, sure. If by good, you mean it was mercifully short, and therefore only wasted 30 seconds. Congratulations, I guess. Short runtime is about the only highlight here, but it's hard to focus on anything when the ad looked like it was slapped together by a distracted teenager who just discovered science.
Okay, so you're saying that we shouldn't post this, right? This is not good for our company?
Shouldn't. It's not good for your company. This ad is just not good. It's actually bad. If you post this, your company's reputation will plummet faster than a poorly implemented Stack Overflow error. People are going to see this and wonder if you ran out of budget or talent.
Thank you. This has been a very, very insightful conversation. So until next time, appreciate it. Thank you so much. Happy to answer any questions.
I'm curious, how do you source the data for the individual persona? Like scraping, or is it purely simulated?
Yeah. Oh. We'll add you next time. But no, that's a great question. And so we used a bunch of third-party APIs. I was a founder before. I did go-to-market strategy, and one of the things we did was basically like create clones of tools like Apollo, Exa, Clay, Instantly, et cetera. So we just used a bunch of those third-party APIs, scrape links in live, and return those personas. So we get all their descriptions, titles, schools, et cetera. And we take that and input into the data to use as context for the responses.
Primarily, we didn't know like social media getting into people's public posts.
I mean, that would be a very logical next step, but for now, for V1, I think we're just sticking with it.
So how do you go from the persona to and the 12 labs data to something?
Yeah, that's a great question that I think Muhammed can definitely add on. But I think on a really, really high level, we're getting using the API to get analysis and then embeddings of video, which we then ingest into a large language model, right, with the persona's background, and then giving the system the option to return the actual results. But Muhammed, can you want to describe it?
So there's a few different layers that go into it besides the 12 Labs data. We have emotional analysis depending on the video itself. So in this case, this would be of James using an API with it. We also have sentiment analysis on not just what the agents are saying, but also their background, their experience, and depending on how they can lean into it, there's also, along with it, we use some of the embeddings to tell us a summary of how the video is, the lighting, if it's professional or not, stuff like that.
Sorry, a couple last, but I'm curious, what underlying model are you using for the agent simulation, and is there any option for you to bring your own model for that simulation, given that different models have their own personality for it? So it sounded very rockish.
This is their stuff.
Because,
you know what I mean?
Oh, okay, yeah.
What?
Yeah, actually, we use different
Yeah, it's
different
not.
models, and we can definitely experiment with a lot as well. So, I mean, for now, we're just.
How would you go about evaluating the accuracy of
Yeah, I mean that's a great question. I think one thing for sure is back testing perhaps with an existing survey that has already been done. Let's just see based off of what has the demographic that you're collecting from people, right? And the simulated results that you had, how much was accurate, right? And then using that results for that model that was trained that was highly accurate or as close to accurate as possible to extrapolate to the next model as well.
yeah, one thing we were thinking about for sure was we thought Weibo's large CSV of actual survey responses. So we could use all that demographic data, actually try to find real people that match the certain age group, match the what they shopped at a particular place before, and then we have what the response is. So we could use some LLM as a judge, to actually evaluate whether our responses are Weibo's actual responses.
You showed
question. So our model would actually extrapolate certain things that perhaps you can find on LinkedIn that are attributes to stay-at-home moms on LinkedIn, right? So perhaps you can see like a career break for the last 5 years.
That's a great
or 1 year,
question.
right? Or perhaps you can see, unemployed, right, and not open to work. Many different like LinkedIn attributes that you can probably use. But of course, definitely the next step would be to expand beyond LinkedIn data and use, other social media, Facebook, Twitter, etc., to get, a more robust like